Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of The Dinosaur and the Dude, the only podcast with the shittiest audio but the most amazing content. Thank you all for tuning in to listen wherever you are and however you're accessing us. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your interest in us. So sit back and relax, or if you're driving, enjoy the ride as you listen to another amazing episode. Swear to God, elderly people. So somebody hit you while you were parked.
I don't know. I don't remember. I'll show you.
Oh,
I don't remember.
okay, because I'm on the phone. But...
I know.
Okay.
I looked at my car now when I come out of places now. But I saw this one. The store just now. I'm not gonna be able to see it, but
Garage door.
Look, we're trying to break into somebody's house. It ain't cool. Don't do it.
Well, where your elbow is also.
really?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, up there.
That's what I was looking
I
at.
saw that. That's what I saw first.
Yeah.
Is that
right
Mom?
under it
Tell Mom I said hi.
Yeah, I see it.
and down there. I'm like, do I need to get a around there?
No. Still gonna get hit. Said no. You're still gonna get hit. Yeah, but it won't record unless the vehicle's on. Yeah, unless you get some sort of all-time running cameras. I don't know how much that'll run you. Okay. Well. All right. Well, I'm doing a recording. Oh my God, elderly people, Jesus.
Well, hopefully
Fuck.
we'll be elderly people at some point.
I don't want to be this elderly. This kind, whatever version this is. I want to be. If this is 2.0, I want to be 3.0. I want to be whatever
The
better version.
You want to be at a higher volume?
Fuck me. God, Jesus.
So
Did you
what
hear
did
any
she
of that?
need? Yes, I did. You said
Fuck.
You said unless you want the cameras to run all the time, I don't know how much that's going to cost you.
I was like, fucking hell. Holy shit. I said it just to record because it was like, she might jump on while this is happening because it's like, come
Yeah,
look
we
and
got
see.
to see it. Y'all, this is what it is. This is having
my
elderly parents.
God.
So if you're in a position where you don't have to deal with your elderly parents, then you probably won't think that this is a big deal. But it is a very big deal. It's a very, very, very big deal because they are very just so particular. They've been on this planet to know what they do not fucking want.
They're very just so. That sums it
Just
up right
so.
there.
For
They
sure.
are very just so. Fuck me.
So, hey.
Hey.
Wait, hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the shit show.
Okay, so, in case you were wondering, like, what the fuck am I listening to? This
Am I
is
stroking
The
out?
Dinosaur and the Dude. This is The Dinosaur and the Dude. It's the fucking only podcast in the world
That's fair. So fair.
that has the shittiest audio,
Yes.
but the most amazing, and possibly we might be entering questionable, but the most amazing for sure. The most amazing content.
So here's
out
the
there in
thing.
the world.
I think that at the very least, it's a journey. Okay.
Yeah.
And we just need to get up on this one and ride it out.
Yeah, it is slightly. It's a journey. Yeah, absolutely. It's an endurance run journey.
Kick in the face.
It's so many things wrapped in so many other things that. Yeah, like yeah. So, in case you're wondering, also, this is the dinosaur,
That's me.
and I am the dude. I'm pretty sure right now I am the dude.
Yeah. I checked earlier. I
Yeah.
don't have one. I keep
Yeah,
wishing.
right. Yeah,
They say
right.
prayer works. We'll see.
Right. I laid him on his back and checked between his legs. There is a penis. If you get the other one, you might, yes, you will find a vagina. Yes. So that's a boy dog and that's a girl dog. That's how it works. Okay, got it. Yeah. So we
So
do this thing
hi.
where we do, yeah, we do this thing where we 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 have calls between each other and we decided let's make a podcast out of it because maybe some people want to hear in on it. So this is our way of
Yes.
letting you hear in on the shenanigans
Look, let's
of
just be honest. We're just trying to share the trauma. Okay.
yes, yeah. That's
That's
what it
really
is.
all this is.
That's what it is. It's sharing the. It's kind of like what cops did. It shared the trauma
Yeah.
that people were going through at that time. But
Right.
we're doing the audio version
Yeah.
because if you see some of the shit that we go through, you'll be scarred for life. So at least we're trying to scar you in an audio way.
And that's
But
okay. Everybody gets fucked up in their own special way.
right. So we talk about stuff that is going to be dealing with us personally or things that we have on our mind, but then also about things going on this fucking planet that we live on. And
That's
then we just,
bananas.
we shoot from the hip of our perspective on it. And because it's our perspective, mostly all of this is entertainment, unless we're talking about something from
And
our
offensive.
actual lives. It's independent, it's entertainment, it's not affiliated to anybody else that we mention. And it's got some educational things in there and some touches of real stuff out in the world. But uh, we're not the authority on what it is in
Fucking
regards to laws.
anything.
As a matter of
Really?
fact, we have fine print
We do.
that
And I
that
have it
that
memorized.
the dinosaur scours it, reviews it, rereads it
I try
before
to
every
edit it a
episode.
little bit. It always goes back to the way that it was.
It's an addendum. It's an addendum.
Fair.
It's never an edit. It just gets added more. And so here it is, everyone. Here's the
Okay.
fine print.
So
I'm
this
gonna
is
crack open a ginger ale while you do it. That's what
Oh,
you're hearing
okay,
in the
good. I had
background.
some weed ate earlier, so okay.
Nice.
Listen, y'all, this is an 18 and up podcast. Okay,
Nice. I never thought about an age.
don't
Yes,
put
it
the
is.
kids in front of it thinking we're going to entertain them, because when we entertain them, yes, they won't understand what we're saying, but they will grow up to be terrible children.
Right. Or maybe they
So,
do understand, and it's just sort of like we don't want to be the ones that encourage them. If they
right,
understand
that's
what we're
true. Yeah,
saying.
I'm not responsible for your children. I'm barely
Right.
responsible for mine. So,
Right.
but chances are we're going to offend you. We're going to say shit you don't like. We're just spitting at the mouth, and we're just jaw jacking, and we don't really know what we're talking about.
0%.
It's a big carton of banana fucks in here. Just like it might smell good and it might look good, but
If
you
you're
just
into
don't know.
bananas.
So we're sorry if we offend you. If this isn't the place for you, then
I'm
please
not sorry.
go forward and circle back, because maybe we'll straighten up our act.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. And
Yeah.
if you like it here, then welcome, you fucking weirdo. It's good to have you.
What's up? Hey, how you doing? That
How you
kind of
doing?
thing. Yeah.
How you doing?
Sometimes we might, if we're talking about things, we might have a little bit of a warning in between, right before
Mm-hmm.
what we talk about, just to give people the heads up they might want to fast forward over a certain part.
Yeah. We're not complete dicks.
But sometimes we don't. We're not really self-aware like that, and we just fly through some heinous shit. So
Sometimes it's
if you
like a
feel
train wreck.
ambushed,
You really don't even know what it is until
yeah,
it stops.
yeah. So if you feel ambushed by certain things, it's not intended. Now, I think
True.
all of that's being said, let's get into the fuckery.
Yes, but I do have something that I want to say
Oh,
on piggyback of that.
okay.
I thought about this today. So
Okay.
I just wanted to tell
Fresh.
you, dude,
hmm
that I appreciate your perspective. The way that you see things helps me understand that different perspectives are sometimes obvious, but I miss them. And talking about we kind of had a serious podcast last week,
hmm
and it helped me. It's talking to you and learning different perspectives and considering different outcomes. It helps me be able to manage better in my personal life and my professional life. So I
hmm
really appreciate that you have the perspectives that you do, and that you're not afraid to speak up and say what those are, because it's making a difference. It's making me a better human being.
Wow. Okay.
I
Cool.
know. One for the resume.
Yeah. Right. One for the resume. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Just let me hold on. Yep, done.
I don't know what that was.
I just typed out my resume.
Oh wow, that was quick.
Yeah,
That was
I know.
sweet.
I worked in HR for a really long time, which is hilarious in and of itself.
So it's like I can get one out. Bing, bang, boom, done.
Done. Hired. Next.
Right. So we got a couple of big bangers, I think, of questions that but one of which I know you really were chomping at the bit.
The bitch. Dang.
Thanks, Freud. I might have to use that again at some point. I don't know how it can be applicable. If yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there's some Viking lesbians out there that want to use that, feel free. Just say, courtesy of the dude, you learned
Right.
the phrase and you want to start
Credit
using
needed. Yeah.
chomping at the bitch.
Also would be popular in a lesbian bar.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, that would be a perfect lesbian band name.
Oh my god. Chomping at the bitch.
That would be perfect.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah, on it.
Okay.
Speaking of which, go to
Yeah.
hell of a segue. Go to the Dinosaur and the Dude .square.site and you will find all our merch and some new t-shirts that'll be coming out with all of our awesome phrases like chomping at the bitch, and some other things
Banana
we've said.
fucks.
Yes, some other things that we've said throughout various episodes because we've got chock-a-block full of them, as this is our 37th.
We can learn a
episode.
lot from our own silence.
Yeah, we've said some shit.
Meant it.
And just kind of real quick, now that you mentioned that previously, piggybacking on what you were saying, it's interesting for me, hearing our back and forth when we talk, as I go back through and I listen to a lot of our episodes because I'm vain like that.
Yeah, I do too.
And it's like, oh wow, yeah, okay. Oh wow. Because a lot of times I say things without really, I think about my words before I say it. That's why I have these awkward pauses that get some people's nerves. But I think that when I hear the discussion over again, it just sort of like ruminates in a way where it's like, oh, okay, yep, that's how I think, and then I hear it, how you respond to it, and it's like, yeah, it's not. It could be viewed as this is the only way that I think, and then also I think this way, and oh, her response lets me know I'm not that crazy.
Right. It's a reminder that everyone is human, not just
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is so important.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because a lot of times I think people get stuck up in their, they just don't have an outlet and they get stuck in their heads, or they're around a bunch of people. And man, I am talking about myself right now, but you're around a bunch of people that just don't connect. They don't connect with whatever you're saying or how you're saying it. Or like today, I'm sitting in the vehicle with my mom trying to figure out, do I just take the phone away from her, because that would be easier than having to explain how Bluetooth works in syncing with yeah. Like
my day has been made. Done. I could go to sleep right now and sleep perfectly.
I'm sitting in there going, if I take her phone away, though, I won't have to explain this for the sixth time.
Right. Or she could just keep it up to her ear while the speaker above her or the mic above her is taking.
Yeah,
there's plenty of her to go around.
It's so many things of where I'm just like, what do you like when I try and use the phone, it just doesn't work. watch. I was like, and I'm watching her finger, and you know how you're looking at someone and in your head go, no, 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 don't do that. No, 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 no. Surely you're not gonna do that. No, you're not. No, you're not gonna push that. That makes no damn sense. You're fucking with me. You're absolutely
But she's not used
you
to
pushed
it.
it.
I mean, most of her
You
life was
pushed it.
her formative years were spent in the dark ages where
No,
there
I
wasn't the
get it.
internet or technology or cell phones or anything like that.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I
They
think
had to
for
have one of
me,
those fucking long ass cords, you know?
I think for me, I would be cool if somebody came to me with the approach that you just did. But she comes with the this is broke. This is not working. It's all the thing's fault, you know?
Right.
This phone isn't working, this TV isn't working, this isn't working anymore, this isn't working right. As if
Right.
she knows that it should be working this way, how she's doing it, but it's not. So it clearly I need a new phone. You don't need a new phone. What are you trying to
Yes, you
do?
do. You need a flip phone
What are you
with no
trying to do?
internet.
And so then I'm watching her finger as she said, watch, I'm gonna use the phone and nothing, it's not gonna act right. Watch. I'm like, okay, you're trying to prove a point as if you're doing something and it's not you. I'm literally looking at your wayward finger going around the screen like it's trying to. None of these icons on the screen are moving, but you're moving your hand like it is. And she pushes the fucking mic on the Google search bar,
Okay, and then what is she trying to do?
tries to call me with it.
Google, do you know my son? Because I'd really like to talk to him right
And
now.
then it searches and comes up with all of these different
Right.
suggestions to click on. And I'm like, what are you doing?
It's
I'm trying to call. I'm
she's
about to
creating
call
her own
you.
hell, you
I'm
know.
about I'm about to call you. No, you call me by pushing the phone icon, that green phone icon right there. You're searching the internet for me right now. And it's
And
like,
you may be shocked at what you find.
and Google's like shrugging its shoulders and here's all the shit we can show.
Right.
And that's
Go to
it.
y'all's listen. Hey guys, y'all need to go to your web browser and you need to type this in. The dude. And just hit enter. And just watch. We already saw him throw away his digital footprint in a
And
couple of
watch.
episodes ago. So he deserves what's coming to him, but it's probably gonna be some shaky shit. So
So
y'all
I
just
had
be
to
careful for that.
I had to show her that. And she's like, so I should, and then she's pissed. So I shouldn't be using this. No. So I
Yeah, you're
shouldn't
right. You
be,
shouldn't be. You should be in a
so I
home.
shouldn't be hitting
To
this
be
mic.
honest.
No, you shouldn't be hitting the mic. So you're saying that I'm doing it wrong. Absolutely.
I
Yes.
would have
It's,
a ball with your mother. I would
it's
just
not
play
the
with her.
phone. It's not the phone.
I would be like,
It,
this is technology taking you down one step at a time. It's just gonna
so,
it's gonna overcome.
so that's why I need to be the other version, whatever the new version is, which I get it. I get where you were going prior. I understand that it will be the equivalent for me technology wise. I just don't see it yet. And
Sure,
so
sure, sure.
I'm being as much of a badass with the technology I got,
Right? Be a show off. This is what you
because
get for showing out in front of your family because now everything techie, they're like,
yeah,
come here, dude, take care of this.
because
Like it's your
because
responsibility.
as technology accelerates, I want to get my peak as high as possible so
We're
that I
doing
can
it
just
now with the
so I can
shittiest
coast.
audio on the internet.
Right, right. So I can just coast the rest of the way. You know what I'm saying? Like
See
some
how's
people
that
top
working
off,
out though?
but yeah, but you know what I mean. Like some people top off. Like some people, you'll see them like
Oh
their
yeah, I peaked
fashion,
like 5 years ago.
their
So.
fashion tops off, or they only want to fuck around with certain things at a certain, and it just tops the fuck off, and then they're just like that for the, like what? Why are you still wearing? Why are you so people are still wearing Jesus sandals? Okay, okay.
Cargo pants, is that still a thing?
Okay. Jesus sandals, cargo shorts with socks. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay,
Nice.
cool.
And a tie
Not
dye
a
shirt. Well, actually,
yeah,
now that's back. So, which I don't get, but whatever.
it's just bizarre.
It's
Okay.
bizarro. It's banana fucks.
So I don't want to take away from time from the from the thing that I text you about, and I want to
Okay.
know if that's what you want to know about now.
Yes, I was chomping at the bitch.
But
Yeah.
yes, that
So
was the part that he was chomping at the bitch about.
yes.
Do you want? Do,
Yeah.
do we
Fuck
do
yeah. I
that,
want
or
to say
do we
something. This
pick up
is bullshit
what?
that she did this.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Do we?
Yeah. Fuck
Which
yeah. We're doing it.
which one though? Because I'm saying which one.
Which
Are we
one?
are
Which
we
one?
going to talk
What?
about? Are we going to talk about Madam 48?
Madam 48?
Think it through.
No. Madam 48.
48 hours.
What's 48 hours?
Carlee.
Yes, yes. I didn't get the reference. I'm sorry.
No,
Because
I was
right,
making up a
right.
superhero name for her.
Oh, okay. All right. So here's the thing. I have a lot of
Yeah,
different thoughts, but I can be a reasonable person and I try to
sure.
take into consideration other people's
Yeah,
perspectives.
yeah.
Not always on point,
Hey,
but I do try.
we're not always on point.
Not always. Um, I wonder
hmm
if they are going to charge her
So,
for wasting the resources that they
yeah.
put in to try to find her.
So here's the thing where it gets sticky. And it was kind of like what I was not wanting to do last episode because a lot of that stuff wasn't like it was a lot more of my own surveillance of the situation. Was that beep from you?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, okay. I was
I'm
just making
turning down
sure.
my phone right now. Sorry.
No, I was just, no, it's cool. I was just making sure I didn't
I'm
hit
sorry,
something. And
Dad. Don't beat me.
right, right, right. Just get the boiling water. Um,
Put your hand on the stove now.
so I was trying not to go in on her because I already had my assumptions about this, and
Yeah.
I know this is backseat quarterbacking about the whole. I already knew. I kind of
Right after
knew.
the fact, you're like, "See, I told you."
r-
You're like, "You
Right.
dumb shit."
I didn't want to jump the gun into that because so many things. There were so many possibilities with it, and I was really trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt because
Right.
I think a lot of where my head was then is where people's heads are now. It's going to be that much harder now for people that are really missing, that are really needing to be searched for.
Right.
The law enforcement and the others, and they can say all they want. No, we're going to approach it just the same like we did before. Yeah, you know what? People get tired of that shit. Even this person that searches for people. I don't want to say he searches for people for a living, but basically he's known for searching for people, helping provide searches for people.
Sure.
Uh, even his name is escaping me at this moment, but it'll pop into my head. Sure. Even he was saying, every time something like this happens, um, that one person that came out to help search is likely not coming back to help search for somebody else when it's proven that the person that they were looking for has faked it. And it just sucks because Tim Miller, that's his name. Uh, he, his daughter went missing, and ever since then, after finding remains and whatnot, ever since then he's been dedicated on finding missing women and missing people throughout the United States. I want to say he's gone internationally too. So for those of you that have been in a cryogenic sleep, Carlee here. Um, Carlee went missing and then was not missing, and
And there
that
was a toddler involved, and then there wasn't a toddler.
right.
Don't get me wrong, I was concerned about her, but I was also
Yes,
concerned about where is this child and where the
r-
hell did this child come from?
right. So we're gonna as we do, we're gonna just condense it into like really short take of the situation. Carlee, um, Carlee Russell was driving on an interstate after leaving work, and somehow, some way, she saw a toddler on the road that she said was 4 or 5, 3, 4 or 5, something like that, with a t-shirt and diaper on, white t-shirt and diaper on, walking
And they better not
alongside.
be 5 years old and still being a diaper.
Yeah, walking
Sorry.
alongside, crawling across, or something really close to an interstate. So she pulled over. This is at night. She pulled over to get the toddler, make sure it's safe. And in
Right.
the process of doing that, she's on the phone with 911, stating what's going on, and then you hear screaming and no, and that's it. Boom, no more. Police are out there, rather quickly. They got to do their thing, blocking off a fucking interstate. Uh, and there's nothing. No Carlee, no baby. Um, they find on the side of the vehicle, in the grassy part, not on the interstate part, her phone, her iPhone, her iWatch, a wig, her wig, and no kid, no nothing, right? And so
I wonder if
the
they
search is
have cameras out there on the highways, because I know in Texas they
on.
do. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Alabama, so I don't
No,
know.
no, they showed it. They
Oh,
showed it. The police ended up showing it. Um, so the police were on this, and I didn't look up the law. I didn't look up the
well, why not? Hello,
Well, I didn't look up the law because a lot of times you look at TV or
flag.
movies and whatnot, and people will say, "Hey, blah 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 is missing," and the police are like, "Yeah, they have to be missing for 24 hours or
Right,
whatever before you can call them, into a missing person."
right.
I don't know if it was a combination because there was the mentioning of a toddler or what, but there was a fuckload of police out on that interstate. Okay,
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
signs go up for Carlee. The internet is abuzz with Carlee because she stopped to basically save a toddler, and
Right.
now she's missing it, and the assumption was this is an abduction, this is human trafficking, and this is the type of bait
Right.
used by human traffickers to snatch people up.
Which is so fucked up because I just wrote down bait babies. Like, I didn't think prison babies could get any worse, but you got bait babies out there on the fucking interstate.
Bait babies.
Do you see
Like
what
they're
I'm
tied
saying?
like they're tied to a bungee cord and they're just reeling.
Yoink. I gotcha. Yoink. You know.
So yeah, where things started to go, like if you got that right there and you just stop right there, holy fuck,
Right. That's a lot
what
going on in a very short
what a
amount of time.
search. What the fuck, we gotta find Carlee. Holy fuck, she was trying to save this toddler, and now she's gone. There's no tracks, there's no tire tracks. So somebody must have stopped on the interstate, got out, and snatched the baby and her, because there was no tire tracks and footprints or anything like that to so where did Carla go? Did they come out of the woods and they dragged them through the carried them through the woods and then got
My
into
guess is wormhole.
so they ended up going back. Signs are up, the internet's a buzz and all this kind of stuff looking for Carlee. She's a nursing nurse. She's in nursing, whatever the fuck. But she's working at this mall. She stops working. She ends her shift or whatever there, calls, orders food. Apparently, as they're coming up, looking and investigating, they're finding out she stopped working at one mall, and on her way home, she called this other mall to order some food. Stopped there, picked up the food, kept going, and then from that moment on, she's on the road, and then she gets just a 911 call. After calling 911, like a minute or two later, she calls a family member.
Mm-hmm.
states the same thing. Boom, gone. Somehow, some in there, she stopped at Target and got some snacks.
Mm.
And they noted that when they assessed her vehicle and the stuff that was outside of the vehicle, there was the wig, the phone, the watch. And people are like, okay, yeah, phone and watch. I guess somebody would ditch that because that's traceable. But all the snacks that she got were also gone.
Oh, well, she got hungry.
I mean, I guess if you're going to be abducted, I think it's just a matter of courtesy
Bring
to like,
snacks.
hey, look, I'm gonna have you in this cargo box for a while, but here here's some trail mix and some cheese poofs that you got,
Yeah.
and this Gatorade that you
This
got.
makes you a
So,
snack bitch.
so there you go. And so people are looking all over. And as the police chief mentioned, they used every resource they had. They had dogs out searching, people
Cha-ching,
searching.
cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Yeah, they had people that were on different cases pulled to work on this case to
They
find
brought in other people, like human trafficking people.
because again, there's apparently a toddler involved
At
as
least I
well.
believe. Did they bring in the human trafficking people?
Um, I think it was kind of weird because I think that was something that was assumed, but people ran with it really quick because
Right, and there's resources available for stuff like that. So I don't know if they got any.
right, there's a lot of resources available for that, but it's one of those things where it was I think people just made this assumption because even some of the people that were um, specialists, if you will, in human trafficking were saying, yeah, this isn't a typical ploy. This isn't some, as you coined, bait babies aren't used in human trafficking. So if this was the case, then that's a new one on them too.
Okay. Well, I mean, I hate to say that. Thank God the bad
They're
people are figuring
not
out
using
new
bait
ways
babies.
to fuck everybody else. But I'm glad that there's hasn't been a string of these bait babies.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I could put my nefarious hat on, how do you keep that shit quiet? I mean,
Right.
baby gives away the secret hideout real quick because they're all
Fucking
needing
well,
they're needy.
they're
They
needy.
need they
They're
need to be
bitchy.
changed. They don't like the carrots, so they spit that all over the place. Now you can't hide because you got orange stains all over the place. It's the dude with the orange stains. That's who abducted, right?
That's
So
Cheeto. That's Cheeto fingers from them smacks.
so they're searching. Like we gotta find Carly searching, and man, it was really quick in the amount of details they came out with, and it was really quick of how this all came about slash unraveled. Um, because it was just investigative work, and they realized that a call came, if I remember it correctly, a call came from a Red Roof Inn and to the family's house. Okay, and the person at the front desk couldn't remember if Carly got the room or not or what, and she couldn't see the people. She said, but around the time they tied in the timing, and it was like, okay, this call came from River FM. This call, these people at the house, they got a call, and then the lady at the front desk said, yeah, and then all these vehicles show up and they go towards that room, and then they're there for a little bit, and then they leave, and then 4 hours later, Carly's family is saying, hey, Carly just returned. She's at the front door. She just came, knocked on the front door, and came in. And so a lot of it became a thing of like, wait, so, huh? And then her boyfriend immediately tweets out, Carlee's been fighting for her life for 48 hours.
Right.
And you're like, how so? How is she fighting for her life? And so then you're like, okay, this guy is just saying his girlfriend's been fighting for her life for 48 hours. She shows up on the doorstep.
I'm
Uh,
thinking she's like battered, beaten,
yeah,
like
you're thinking,
bloody.
yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
thinking.
You're thinking some, you're
Horrible
thinking
shit
shit
happened
like
to her.
that. Yeah. You're thinking, man, you just escaped from some people that are using babies as bait. And,
Right? Like, do
and
not fuck
you,
around.
yeah, so you are God, you must have been in this handmade shed in the backwoods of Alabama, and you're just running for your life.
You're getting pegging every hour on the hour.
You're just, yeah. Well, wait, no, that would be her doing it, right?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
man, I think that's how the term goes.
A hole is a hole.
Well, I'm just saying, like, yeah.
That's terrible. I can't believe I just said that. Anyway,
It's
continue,
okay. It's
please.
okay. I'm sitting over here, like I can say anything to you about it. I'm sitting here analyzing it. Well, the word is for men. If a man is getting it done, it's pegged by a woman, then it's pegging. But if a woman is getting it done, then it's just
By the
straight up
man,
anal.
it's still fucking.
It's just straight up anal. Why is that now? Fuck me in words. Anyway, then it
So,
becomes a thing of where the cops are like, yo, we got questions and you're the only one with answers. So here we go. And you could get this immediate sense that she was failing right off the bat
mhm.
because police are just like, yeah, we don't. I mean, I can only imagine you're sitting at a table, whether it's at home or at the police department or what, in an interrogation room or questioning room, as they like to call it, and they just slide over their shit and say, here's what we got. Help us connect these dots. And then,
Sing, bitch.
yeah, and then you're just
It's your
sitting there.
time to shine.
Yeah, you're just sitting across from somebody watching, literally
They're
watching them
crumbling.
make, well, just watching them make this face as if the wheels are actually turning in their head. Like, how do I connect this shit? I didn't know you guys. And so when I was watching, I'm gonna fast forward and then go back. When I was watching the police chief do the press conference, that's when they were showing the actual interstate video of her pulling over. Yo,
Say that again.
like when the police chief was doing his press conference um a couple of days ago, that's when the police showed the video of the interstate of her pulling over
Okay, and okay, yeah.
at
So
night.
it's right there.
And not
Is this
only,
video or is it pictures?
no, it's video.
Oh
And
gosh.
they had a fucking big ass circle around her vehicle, like, don't get it confused with the other ones because there were
this
other
this
vehicles,
here bitch. This is you.
right? But also that's because there were other vehicles on the road. None of them stopped for this toddler that was out
Right.
there. No one, like you would think. I mean, it's a morbid comparison, but I think that anybody that's been on an interstate for a certain amount of time can attest to this. If I see a deer on the side of the road, I take note of it.
Right.
If I saw a toddler, I mean that I could literally say, damn it, God damn it, hold on, hold the fuck on.
Oh god.
I'll do it later. Okay. Fucking don't know. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
If you need a minute, take a minute. I can
no,
entertain
no,
the
no,
masses.
no. Yeah, um,
Dude.
the point is, if you saw something on the side of the road that you can undeniably say that's a toddler,
Right.
You would think that other people would have seen
A toddler.
that's a toddler also, and you would see other
Cars
vehicles.
swerving,
Yeah,
braking, something
other vehicles making an effort to get off to the side of the road
to stop,
to
back up,
to do
whatever.
something. Yeah. Well, even if it's a couple of feet ahead of where you stopped, right? Like, oh shit, is that a toddler? Yeah, it is. I'm out here with, holy fuck. It's something like that. But none of that happened. They ran the videos. Like, none of that ever happened. So now I'm going to go back because I just gave you a sneak peek of the future. Now I'm going to go
Hmm.
back. So the police are like interviewing. They're like, we're still trying to get some connection to what happened and to what we know. Um, because what they know is all the evidence that they have, video, they have phone records. They need to know the who's who of abductees, no, abductors that Carlee was abducted by. And that was the stuff that were still blanks in the story. And that's when reports were coming out saying that it was unverifiable of what she was saying. And that's where things really weren't looking good. It just you would have thought, for the amount of time that went by, it was the same amount of time that she had been missing, and they were with less of what they had, almost less of what they had when they started in regards to from her. And you would think if you were abducted, you would want that information out because these fuckers are out there doing more. You would think
Right.
you need to get them, you need to catch them, but no, none of that, none of that was happening at all. So then later, that's when you find out that the police, they have a press conference, and the police chief comes up and is like, "Yeah, we were supposed to have another interview with Carlee and her lawyer." So now you know that now
Hmm.
now as a viewer, like, okay, well, she got a lawyer, so that could be a good thing because you need legal representation. But I'm
Sadly, it's the
leaning
smartest thing she's ever done because
right,
she is
yeah.
in so much shit right now.
But I'm leaning on. But when he initially said it, I'm leaning on that's a bad thing. That's a bad sign if you now
Sure.
have
Right.
because something else because you saw there was a need for a lawyer when when
Fair.
you when you're the one that was assaulted basically. You're the
Right.
victim.
Right.
You're
Right.
you're the victim. So he's standing at this podium and he's like, "Yeah, we were supposed to have another interview with Carlee and her lawyer, and instead we got this letter sent to us." I was like, "Oh shit!" So they didn't even show up. And he read the letter, and it was the lawyer saying his client lied, and you know, thoughts and prayers as she gets through this, and she's sorry to everybody. And immediately people started asking questions in regards to, okay, what will she be charged with? So here's where it gets sticky. And here's where it, touches on the things that we talk about here on the Dinosaur and the Dude podcast. There's they're trying to see what mental health issue could be applicable to
Oh Lord.
what
Seriously.
what could be at play for Carlee right now.
That's disgusting, actually.
I don't know. I don't know if that opens floodgates.
Yeah, I mean, people plead insanity, from way back, I mean,
Right,
from
right,
fucking medieval times.
right.
But
That's what I'm wondering. Is that the same thing? I mean, is that the
I
same
don't.
kind of thing?
She obviously has cognitive awareness enough to try to even plan to pull something like this off. So
Hmm.
if she's going to say, "Oh well, I was having a breakdown," okay, well, how long was the fucking breakdown? Because you had to have planned some of this. This was premeditated. And that
Right.
being said, you going through a stressful situation that you're causing yourself, and you're having a mental fucking breakdown, yet you're still able to plan all this. So, I mean,
Yeah.
how did she make those 2 phone calls? That was premeditation.
Yeah. And they're saying like it was a mental, like I'm looking at a couple of updates now, and it's
Her,
like a
I mean,
mental health breakdown. Um, it could have been something to where she was, I know it was like a condition that some other other person that analyzed that it might be a type of I forget what it was called, but it's like a kidnap. It's like a it's a type of hallucination or delusion where it's dealing with being abducted. And I forget the actual term that this person used, but they were wondering if it was something very similar to that.
okay, maybe
But
she was
still,
emotionally vacant when she was making the calls,
hmm
but I try to think about what she was like the 10 minutes leading up to that phone call. Her brain
hmm
had to be in overdrive, but she was doing it herself and she knew that she was doing it.
hmm
I don't think that the whole I plead insanity or this is a mental health issue. Join the fucking club. Everybody in the goddamn world has a mental health issue. It doesn't
yeah,
all look the same, and it has so many different varieties and varies, in size and substance and, all that. Everybody has a lot of stress on their plate,
yeah,
but you don't do something like that. And if you do, you're going to be punished for it. And we're sorry. That's just the way that it is, but it needs to happen. I felt
yeah.
really bad for her at first. I was
hmm
pissed
hmm
because I didn't hear about her on the news. I heard about her on TikTok because one of her family members made a
Oh,
video
yeah,
and that went viral.
they were all over the place with it.
I
They
was
hit
pissed that this
it
chick was missing and she's not getting the media coverage that she needs. I don't
right,
give a shit what color you are. It doesn't
right.
matter to me. If you're fucking purple, good for you. Be happy.
Yeah,
But realize that you're a human too.
yeah. I think that's where the difference in these, because you had, like we talked about before, you had Rudy Farias, and then and then recently, as of the other day, um, like I was mentioning to you, you had um, you had Alicia Navarro who just showed up, and Rudy missing for 8 years, Alicia missing for 4 years, different parts of the country. Rudy was in Texas, and Alicia was in she was in fuck me.
Ohio.
She was found in Montana. Okay. Well, she wasn't even found.
Navarro, girl missing more than
Yeah,
1,000 miles from her home.
she
This is
wasn't even
BBC.
right. I was gonna say I think I sent you the link. Yeah. She wasn't even found. She wasn't even found. She went to the police department herself and just say, "Hey, yeah, I'm the girl that's been missing for 4 years." And they're like, "Holy shit, what? Yeah, that's me." Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I haven't even delved into this one. I had no
she
idea.
she walked out of the house when she was 14, and left her mom a note saying, "Hey, I'm running away, and I'll return, but I'm just running away for now." And never saw her again until she came into a police department and said, "Hey, it's me," and that was 4 years later. Now those two, they got coverage when they left, Alicia Navarro is one of the first, if
Sure,
not the first, she's one of the very few kids to be put on a silver alert.
sure.
Now, to your
But there's
point,
also, but for Alicia, there's also she was she was high functioning on the spectrum.
well, there's a possibility of all that. I think that I was just, I wasn't trying to get too deep into each of those because, I didn't want to take away from Carly's shine here.
Right. And well,
I think,
Andy,
I think,
right.
I
How
think,
dare you, sir?
yeah,
How
the
dare you
example,
take away her time?
right. The example I was making with that though is that Rudy was signs everywhere and he was up in everywhere, but dude was missing 8 years. That's a whole nother story. Alicia's missing. She's like the first kid, if not the first. She's one of the very, very, very few kids that have been on a silver alert. I thought that was just for elderly people. Apparently, it's for kids too, depending on the situation.
I think that's great.
Um, so they weren't even doing Amber Alert for her. They were doing a Silver Alert. Uh, Carlee goes missing, and it was almost like a lot of that had to be done by her family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
But the
And I
way
was
they
pissed off
but the
because,
way they did it,
mm,
it hit more people, I feel like, because
mm-hmm. Yep.
they went if I mean they showed video of them doing signs in different places, but they were primarily social media driven.
Oh yeah. And
Uh,
it went off like fire.
yeah, it was getting the word out primarily by social media. And, have you seen Carly? Have you seen Carly? Like her school was even Carly. Oh my gosh, we're looking for Carly. I think that's where it makes it so much. I feel like that makes it worse because you've got people that you're really pulling at their heartstrings and they're
Right.
having to get up and do it
Mm-hmm.
for themselves because god damn it, if the system isn't going to do it for you, then we're going to do it and we're going to blast you all over social media and our school is going to blast and this person is going to know and that person is going to know. We're going to TikTok the fuck out of this. We're going to
So
Facebook
whoever was
it.
heading that up is a fucking genius, by the way, number one.
Right.
Number
But
two, props, because you know that they got so hit with direct messages and stuff. Holy shit.
right. But at the same time, now on the other side of it, you're pissed at that fucker.
Oh yeah, at her?
You're,
Yeah, oh yeah, I
well,
was
you're,
livid.
you're pissed at her, but then you're also like, were other people involved?
Oh, okay, that's true. I don't know if other people were involved.
And that's the thing that now the police are looking at that because they're like, okay, if that was her at the Red Roof Inn, and that was the family that came over in those multiple cars, then they knew 4 hours before they released the information that she showed up.
Well, that's kind of fucked up. What were they doing? Looking for a
Exactly.
movie deal?
Exactly. And so
I hope to God they don't make a movie about her.
that's where things start to come into more investigation. Like, okay, if that was her, and that's who called the house from a Red Roof Inn room, and vehicles went over there, was that the police? If it was the police, okay, great. If it was the family, then that means they kind of knew, and they tried to salvage the situation by, okay, we're going to leave. You come back, and we're going to have you come out to show up at the house in 4 hours. And we'll just try and make the best out of this situation now that we know you're okay, now that you had a mental breakdown or whatever. We need to You're missing. So we need to have closure on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one now that everybody knows this was fake, was that a part of it? Because, the boyfriend was really quick on saying how she was fighting for her life. And
Right.
it's just it
It seems
makes
like an
it
assumption that you wouldn't want to make.
yeah, it gets so I think that it gets so muddy now because everyone is being looked at now after you realize that, once the police chief was reading the lawyer's statement that it was all fake and she's sorry and this and some of the reporters like, was this a mental health issue that, we have to now recognize by that, by recognizing that that means that she won't be charged and won't be fined because Jussie Smollett, he was fined. He was charged. He had to spend some time in jail because of what he did. It's kind of
Remind me,
similar.
what did Jesse do?
Jussie did, and I'm saying it that way because that has a U in it. It doesn't have the E.
Oh, Jesu?
Jussie.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on with
So
your bad self.
I
Okay.
guess so. So Jussie tried to he it's weird because after an incident like this, you try to figure out the rationale that came to act upon and like, hey, I'm gonna do this. Ooh, you know what? Let's do this. And then when we do this, people are gonna see it and like, fuck yeah, and they're gonna take to the streets and they're gonna do this. Like you have some weird, amazing idea of a
You're not going to incite a riot.
yeah, no, exact. Well, that's what it kind of was implied. That's what dude. So he was keying in on race and Trump and how people were out to get him, and he
Oh, yeah, yeah,
made
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah,
he was assaulted by these two guys. One
right.
was
He was the
wearing
victim.
one was wearing a Trump hat, and he was choked, and they poured something on him, and for a moment they thought it was acid, but it turned out to be bleach, and all this racial connotations like we're gonna hang him, and of course now the Trump hat is tied into it, and Trump was in office and Trump was doing his thing, and it's like holy fuck, and people are up in arms because he's an actor and he's in this show, and his sister's an actor and she's in movies and shit, and then they catch the two dudes.
The two dudes? You're not one of them, right?
Huh?
I said the two dudes? You're not one of them, right?
No, 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 no. These are lame dudes. These are the dudes that you don't want to
Lame
hire.
dudes.
These are the dudes you don't want to hire because these motherfuckers are like, wait, whoa, hold up. We we just had that grand idea that we didn't know we were actually going to get caught and face charges.
What?
Oh no, oh
That
no,
was an
fuck that.
option?
Oh no, fuck that. This is what happened. We did this because they fucking spilled everything. He paid us. This like wait, he paid you to to assault him, and so
Because I
then they
beat your ass
found.
for free.
Well, but then that's when they found out. It's like okay, all this stuff was done on these cameras, because they were all CCTVs, in
Right.
the area. And so it's like, oh, okay, so these were all done in these camera spots, knowing that it was going to get recorded. Great. So this was all just to rile people up and start racial shit. And congratulations.
Banana fucks.
Yeah. And he got charged. They got charged. He got fined. He had I forget how many days, but 150
So
days, I believe.
I told you that I had some weed aid.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep the difference between this person and then Carlee. So can we go back to Carlee?
Right, right, yeah. So my
Because
reference
that was
to,
a rabbit hole. Woo.
well, no, my reference to that was when someone did something similar, they got charged. And it was,
Right.
when they found out it was fake, they got charged.
Right.
And so now the assumption is that that's going to happen with her too.
Sure. So here's the thing. I don't think that she's incompetent.
Okay.
I don't think that she's incompetent. I think that she made some seriously stupid decisions
Mm-hmm.
in planning and in execution. I feel like morally what she did was terrible.
Right.
Um, and it just wasn't her making her best choices. That doesn't mean that she wasn't competent, because this article that I pulled up from the New York Post,
Mm-hmm.
um, and this was written by Olivia Land, July 24th,
Mm-hmm.
2023. So it says that, let me get it down. Searches also revealed, this is a quote,
Yeah.
searches also revealed that Russell looked up one-way tickets from Birmingham to Nashville and whether victims have to pay for Amber Alerts. So I know,
Right.
right, end quote. So I know that she's competent enough to think these things through. So it was definitely premeditation. She's smart enough to know that things have to happen in a certain way. And if it were emotion, then I think that she would be a bit more erratic in the way that she was approaching
Yeah.
and handling the situation.
No, yeah, you're
Um,
right.
so that being said, I would say, regardless of whether or not you feel that it's a mental condition or a mental trauma that made you do this, you're still going to have to suffer the consequences. Because if you touch fire, you get burned. And we're sorry that you didn't fully understand that, but it's just the way that it works.
Yeah. I yeah, I forgot to mention that. You're absolutely right. The, you know, I did kind of allude to it, whereas the police had all this evidence and they needed her to connect the dots, and they had the interstate video. They
Right.
also had, and they knew about the snacks. But they also had phone records and saw call logs. They also had internet search history,
Right. I
and
mean, aside from
that
that, they didn't, aside from all of that, you, whatever happens, she's 100% responsible for it. She did this to herself about doing it to herself.
right. I think
Like
though
she
that
was setting herself up for failure by setting herself up for failure.
right, and I think that's one. I think that's where the police were. They were like, help us realize the
Mm-hmm.
abduction here, because
Well,
we
just like,
have all this evidence that shows you were concocting some shit.
mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, come clean now.
Right. I mean, it is what it is. We can't change it. We can only try to make it better from here.
Right. This is, I mean, it literally is what it is by way of this is what you initiated. This is
Right.
what you created. And right now we're playing catch up saying, okay, you gave us all these details and we're finding out if not all of it is bullshit. So let us know where were you? At
Was
least give
there a
us that.
toddler? I mean,
Yeah,
that's very
yeah,
important.
right.
That's not
Should
only about
we
you, that's about somebody else
Was a
and their
toddler?
parents.
Yeah, was a toddler with you? Is there a toddler?
Right.
If there's not a
I mean,
toddler,
just please tell me
cool.
that you're lying about that, right? I mean, please
Yeah,
tell me that there was not a toddler.
because the baby's safety is paramount. Because you clearly are
Don't
here.
give a fuck.
Well, you're clearly here, and we don't see nor have we found a
Right.
baby. Was
Nobody's
there?
missing a toddler.
Yeah, was there one? There wasn't? Okay, cool. Now we can focus solely on you.
Right. Moving
And,
on.
and by that I mean, what the fuck? Because
Right. You'll talk about that for therapy for
yeah,
quite some time.
I'd be the worst investigator. Just hats off to the real police officers out there that do the shit
Fair.
that I would not do. Um, so yeah, it's an amazing situation, and his this other person's name escapes me too, but this guy that was trying to go missing, and he even burned his vehicle, and then they ended up finding him. It's like, bro, you're
In
alive.
today's automotive climate, you don't do that. It's just
Yeah,
so hard to get a
so
car.
it's just bizarre. I don't know. Abductions and missing people have started cropping up quite a bit. And I thought for a fact that I thought for a fact that like topped off with Carlee, after being so close to the Rudy Farias thing, and then Alicia Navarro showed up. That guy that burned his car trying to make it seem like he was abducted and somebody burned his car and they didn't find him. He didn't really count because it was kind of sloppy. Because even the fire department,
Janky.
yeah, because the fire department went up to the car, his vehicle, and was like, "Oh well, this was set." Like, okay, come on, you didn't even make it hard. It was like, police is there. It's like, okay, whoa,
There's a
we
fucking
found his
flare in
vehicle.
the middle of the road.
Yeah, the
I
fire
mean,
department's like,
what?
well, this is a very set, controlled fire. This isn't no. He's no, not.
It's a flare. I
Yeah,
don't know if
so
that's
it's
what
like
happened or not, but that's
okay.
hilarious.
It's like this dude is hiding out and trying to collect life insurance money. Is some bullshit. Yeah, I think so to so on Carlee, just to tie her off, you feel that she should be charged.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
I think that she should be charged for the services and
Oh
the
yeah.
materials and supplies
Well,
for
see, those two things, right?
the police, the fire, ambulance. If
Right.
that was in play, I
But
think that they
that's
need to
two things though. I'm saying, okay, like should she be fined, charged, or charged and fined?
both,
Okay.
all of it.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to be clear about it because I know I just asked you charge, and then
Yeah.
you were bringing up monetary things like, oh, well, that's kind of like a fine. But
I
yeah,
mean,
you're
to
right.
make up something like that, to
Hmm.
make up something like that, and
Hmm.
to involve a child, um, no,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah,
No, don't
um,
even fuck around with that.
because there's no like the chief of police couldn't give a monetary amount to the resources that they you know put solely focused on her. But I did find out that there was $63,000.
Yeah. So they mentioned it in this article on the New York Post, and I
Hmm.
sent you a copy of the link. So I need you
Hmm.
to make sure that it's in the show notes. But
Hmm.
it says that it's a really good article, actually.
Hmm.
Um, so Metro uh, Crime Stoppers of Metro Alabama.
Right,
Um,
right. Crime
they
Stoppers. Yeah,
right. It says it would not refund the
yeah,
money back, which was to those who contributed, but it was $63,378 donated.
right. So this was the earlier one that we both were looking at, and it was like, see, at the time I first read it, it was a flat up 63,000, and they were saying like, hey, we're not gonna reimburse this, we're not gonna give it back. And people were like, what the fuck? Why are you not gonna give it back? It was like because at the time they weren't going to give it back because at the time it was still an ongoing investigation.
Sure.
So that puts
There were also
Crime Stoppers in a stick too.
a board of realtors, and then there was also another person or another somebody that was anonymous donation. They put forth some money.
Hmm. Because that's the thing like, and I have to admit, I didn't know the full ins and outs of it too, because you always hear about Crime Stopper has a reward of blah, 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 amount of money for, information leading to the arrest. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And like, Crime Stopper just has this pool of money that it just dips into all the time. But no, it's actually donations that come in from people to help get that
Mm-hmm.
award, to get that monetary amount up. And so apparently in cases like this, there's the discussion of Crime Stoppers giving that money back. And so now Crime Stoppers is in some weird stick. And early on, I don't know, I haven't followed up with the whole thing with Crime Stoppers at this particular point. Like, what are they going to do now? But at the time, the 63,000 plus dollars was being announced. It was before the press conference where it was announced it was a hoax. So the Crime Stoppers, it was still an ongoing investigation. And I think they were keeping that up there because they didn't have confirmation that there was or wasn't a baby involved.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Carlee's back, but still, where is this baby?
Right. I
So
mean,
it was
well,
still an
it's
ongoing
no
investigation.
surprise. it's no surprise that there's a great concern over a possible child involved.
Right,
Um,
right. I think though that's why I think that might be why they were still saying, "Hey, it's an ongoing investigation," because they wanted that confirmation that there was or wasn't a baby. And if it was, then yeah, any information that could lead to that still applies to that award that they had. Clearly, they can't give anything for Carlee because she she reappeared, but this baby was still missing. So
well, so
people
my
were,
concern is
mhm.
also that even though she's back, doesn't mean that any less money was spent, for the time that they were out there or the time that they were allocating resources to this or researching resources.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that even though she showed up, they were still resources were
The
still
damage
being,
was done.
well, I mean, even though she was back, resources were still being applied investigating, trying to come up with evidence,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find this baby until told otherwise. Um, interviewing people and the whole like. And now more resources are being applied because now you got court fees.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got lawyers running up the tab trying to figure out, can we
I would
charge
be
or not?
running at the tab to the gnat's ass. I'd be like, well, there was electricity in the courtroom, and this is how big
Yeah,
the courthouse was,
like
and this is
that
how much the
meter,
room was, and this is what it cost.
right? That lawyer meter is running, and and
Like
so
making cash, just making
yeah,
it.
it's like, okay, we're gonna have these court fees on top of this, on top of
I
that,
bet
on
that's not
top
what
of.
she planned for.
I don't think people think that far. I think they're caught in that scenario I was just playing out, where they think, oh, we're gonna have this, and it's gonna cause this, and people are gonna have a reaction. It's gonna be race riots in the street. Oh man, and then they're gonna be like, man, for Jussie, yeah, justice for Jussie, yeah.
Right.
See, you hear how that rings? That rings. Oh man, that does ring. Yeah, man, it does. None of At no point is anyone in the room raising their hand, sheepishly. Hey, 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 what, Frank? What, what, what's the plan?
Sit down, Frank.
Well, no, but what's the plan if we get caught? Dude, we're not gonna get caught. Have you heard the plan? It's way too amazing for us
Bulletproof.
to get caught. And then boom, they get caught, and they're like, it's $150,000 fine, and it's like you got 150 days in,
Right.
in
She pretty
jail.
much
And
punked
like,
herself.
you're like, what the fuck? I got 150 days in jail? Yeah. And you got and you got to pay this back, pay that back, pay this back, pay. Oh, and your acting career,
Right.
your
Your
acting,
time in jail is going to mean shit to you whenever you have to start
yeah,
paying that stuff
y-
back.
your acting career, you're fucked. You're gonna be voice acting and fucking. You're gonna be fucking hoping they come out with another Lord of the Rings so you could be Smeagol Jr. You're not doing
Listen, you're going to
anything.
be voice acting for a B-list movie, so
Yeah, you're gonna be voice acting for Spanish dubbed porn. So get ready. You're gonna be doing some weird ass shit.
that would be hilarious.
Like that weird ass voice acting that comes on and it's like some language, whatever. Hey guys, it's me.
Dora.
It's me. They always have these weird pauses, like they're reading the
Right.
cue card, but somebody scribbled it out and wrote some. It's me, Jermaine, the postman. Hi. Bullshit.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's gonna be stupid. So I think we've run Carly into the ground.
Yeah,
Uh,
that poor girl.
so the
I mean, I
other
really
thing,
do feel for her. I do, but it is what it is.
yeah. Is So the other thing you wanted to know, because I dropped the bombshell of me checking off another thing on my list, and I think you're jealous of it, and
Go on, we'll see.
uh,
Hmm.
I think I can check off the list about lucid dreaming.
Yeah, I'm not really I'm not happy with you about this, but I'm so happy for you about this.
I'm I looked this up before I
Oh,
say
you
this.
did some research?
Before I say this, and I'm not, throwing some ape shit at it just
Cite your
because.
sources then. I'll be following up.
Apparently, there's a dark side to lucid dreaming.
Listen, don't summon no fucking demons or no shit, okay? Don't do that.
Too late. So
About that.
let me
See? It
let me
wasn't it wasn't the Jesus medium. It was you, bitch. You brought it. She
let
didn't.
let me tell you, boys and girls, you go running naked in the woods, you're gonna get some thorns in your dick. So I don't know. I think that there's a lot more to it. I think that dreaming is one thing, but then when you step into something where you start to realize you're lucid dreaming, there's a conflict that happens, and I think that's what I experienced. Like my dream world turned on me. It was almost like a Matrix kind of Neo shit, where all of a sudden, Inception kind of, where all of a sudden everything just realized, oh fuck, he's aware. Okay,
Like the Truman Show.
we gotta. No, it
Isn't that
wasn't.
it?
No, no, no. Good point, Truman. But more so like Inception, you're in someone's dream. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but you're in someone.
And
You're
then you
in
realize that you are.
right, but you start to see how things in the world react to someone that once they realize they are not supposed to be there.
Sure.
So I had a lot of visuals that that was I can only interpret as my brain or the dream world, however you want to look at it, deciding we need to confuse the fuck out of him because if he starts doing this shit on his own, we're fucked.
I'm so ready for this. So ready.
Like
Go.
all of a sudden, other people started grabbing my arms, trying to get my attention.
Hmm.
Like I'm realizing, like, oh shit, okay, so this must be, and I remember saying to myself, this must be lucid dreaming, okay, because I'm aware because I did the thing that we were reading about, like, okay, you wake up
Right.
and go back to sleep, go right back into it, go right back into it,
Hmm.
and so I did that, and I was like, oh shit, and I'm in the middle of like, oh shit, this is this it? This is working? This is
Hmm.
no, this is the shit. This is it.
You're like, let's do some shit now.
And then while I'm doing that, it's like, hey, check this out over here. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. This is what it's about. I can interact with you now. And it's like it was another person getting my attention.
Oh,
Like,
it's like
hey,
a
don't realize that you're doing this. Come back into dreams only. Don't do that part. And I was like, oh, got it. And at first I'm like, oh, hey, what are you trying to show me? Oh, wait, no, got it. You're trying. Okay, got it. And then someone grabs someone
we're
grabs
not
my
supposed to be friends.
right, and then somebody grabs my right arm. No, 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 check this out over here. I was like, wait, oh, okay, you guys. And then next thing you know, before every time I try to get a word out, there's another person trying to get my attention. And then
Oh,
I'm
that
going,
says a lot about what you're going through.
I'm on a path, and I notice the path just goes into like six different options.
Sure.
So it was all about like trying to occupy me and my attention to not really focus on the fact that I am able to now, I'm aware and I can do shit.
So I don't think that you're having a midlife crisis, but I do think that you are having an awareness.
And so that got me thinking too.
It's a breakthrough.
What if that's like something that is in us to make sure, yeah, you don't want to get to where you're tapping into something that's really going to fucking make you more than what you are now.
Like a spirit.
No, like how some people like how people talk about there's parts of your brain that we don't even access.
Sure.
It's not even on,
There's no
basically.
telling what's hiding in there.
Right. And so I wonder like how much of that is something that is there, but yeah, let's put governors in place so that a person never touches it. And you get to a point where you might be close to doing it, and you're as with the experience that I'm talking about, you have to be distracted. It's because if you realize if you start going down that path, you're gonna start opening up shit that really makes you advance and experience things and becoming a little bit more attuned, open, aware than maybe maybe we have this default that we have to stay in all the time, and I don't know how much of that is in each and everybody. I'm trying to dance around the word implanted, but
Sure.
it got me wondering about that, like how much of why all of a sudden is my my brain making it a very very obvious effort to keep me from really exploring this, and especially now that I was realizing
Don't
that's where I was.
don't use your lucid dreaming as a bait baby because I will run that shit.
Yeah, no, it was so weird because it was like I was aware of it, and for some, it was the actions were counter. The actions were the it's like the actions were all irony in a way, like its efforts to distract me and keep me from looking at what the benefits and or pursuing what is further down the road. um it was making me wonder that even more because I
You could use. Okay, go ahead.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You could use this as an opportunity to manifest, man. Come
Right,
on.
right, that no, yeah, absolutely.
Please tell
So
me you've thought about that.
yeah, no, I did. I was like, oh shit, this is the perfect time to. I was like, I'm gonna
Fuck
start.
yeah.
I want to think. I want to pursue my goals, and I want to do that, and I want to do it now. And I'm like, okay, and that's where the road came in. I was like, oh fuck, yes, this is the road. This is the road to it, and that's where it started splitting up. And it was like, okay, why? It made me wonder how much of that is implanted, how much of that is myself. Okay, am I holding myself back? If so, why? Because it was such a valiant effort to distract me. But the effort in distracting me made me even more aware that I'm being distracted for a reason. Like
Hmm.
this is an effort to keep me from looking at this thing, which made me focus more to look toward this thing.
Right.
It was so bizarre. And then the next night, I think
I
I
mean,
slipped.
I don't think it's far off.
Like, and the next
I
night,
think you should go ahead.
yeah, the next night, I think I did a little bit more of what I did that other night, where I kind
Just
of
explore it
got
a
up
little
and I
bit.
started doing things. Like I got up and I opened the door, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I caught myself. I was like, well, "Why did I just open this door?" No, you close that
That's
motherfucker.
right.
Close that motherfucker. No, 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 no. I mean the actual bedroom door.
Yeah, you told me about it.
No, that was the sock drawer. I'm
Oh,
saying, I'm saying after the night after the lucid dreaming, I got up and opened the bedroom door and just
like
stood.
sleepwalking?
But I was aware again. So I was like, fuck, is this lucid dreaming being acted out now?
Banana fucks.
Yeah, exactly. Because then that leads to driving and fucking committing crimes. Who knows?
Are you setting up a stance for mental instability
Right,
now?
right,
I
right.
see you, bud. I won't tell nobody.
Oh, do we now? I just made you an
Trust nobody
accomplice.
listens anyways.
Just made you an accomplice. No, this episode is exactly when everyone in India is listening, and they're like, "Oh, this is amazing! Wait, what? This
This is
dude
his
just committed?
alibi.
He just made us all accomplices.
Fucking hell.
This is the most ingenious thing I've ever heard." No, I think
Kudos.
it's very. It really got me thinking, and so I started to look and see, and apparently there is a dark side to lucid dreaming if people are have a if they have a I'll have to post the article to it too in this with this episode.
Please do. I
But
really want to listen to it.
if they have
Probably.
a psych a psycho proclivity towards certain things like a um like they're psychotic, or they have uh they have a schizophrenia or some bipolar aspects, that's kind of a thing with lucid dreaming that you don't want to mix.
Sure. I
It's
can see
not.
that.
Hmm?
Because your inner selves will start to show up.
Right. And so that's where it was touching on. It was like, yeah, so it's kind of cool because you got all this, like you said, your inner self stuff you're stirring up. So in a way, bravo, go forth, find greatness in yourself. But if you are,
I think you need to get some crystals, and I'm not shitting you.
yeah, here's the thing. People throw out stuff like that. I have absolutely zero fucking understanding of what to do with something like that.
So here's the thing. Neither do I.
I would just have that dude. I would just be that dude with tons of crystals in a room and like, hey, what's that for? Man, they catch light, like everybody that asks me, I'll have a different reasoning, like just so I can sound like I know what the fuck man, they catch. Have you
No,
ever have you ever put a candle next to crystals? Oh man, the light is
dude,
amazing.
listen to me, okay? I am not a woo-woo person like that. I'm just
Hmm.
not that way. I don't have anything against it. I think that, you putting all of your energy into releasing something, then
Hmm.
if that helps you, then great. Um, but I'm just saying, you've said things in the past where it's been, that you've you've experienced some weird stuff.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, just be smart and protect yourself.
Yeah, I
And
just don't know
I'm
which
not
one to
I'm
get to
not
protect
playing.
myself. No, I'm not taking that you are playing. I don't know. I don't know.
Neither do I, but maybe we can use this as a call out to someone if somebody knows about minerals, or
Mm-mm.
not minerals, but different
Crystals
crystals
and ways of
and like
protecting yourself.
sages and stuff like that. I'll try to do some research too, but you need to have, like, even if you're just like rolling your eyes while you're saying it, you need to say a protection prayer before you go to sleep.
I don't. I don't know how to. I don't know how to. I don't know how to do that.
Yes, you do. We can show you. It's me and the internet and you. We can do anything together.
Me, the internet, and you. That right there is a children's book waiting to be written. I'm not trying to make light of it. I really do appreciate the concern. Here's the thing with me. I am not like I'm not encouraging contact. I'm not
I know
wanting
that. I know
to
that. But
experience
unless you're putting
anything
out more good than bad and you're doing it on purpose, you have to be purposeful with it. As long as
purposeful,
you're
but
putting out
purposeful
more
good.
good energy,
Okay.
you have to be purposeful in putting out more good energy than is released bad.
I think I do that.
I think that you do too, but I also think that you're sensitive
Oh,
whenever it comes to different energies.
oh.
So it wouldn't hurt to say a protection prayer, and I'll try to look one up
Okay.
for you. And I'm not saying it has to be to like a god or a Buddha or whatever.
Sure.
Just put it out in there in the universe.
Yeah, no. And
then whatever happens. And if it disappears like a fart in the wind, well, I mean,
and again, I am not trying to make light of it in the sense that like, yeah, you're full of shit. Thanks. Okay, bye. Thanks for listening, everybody. And I think that for a lot of stuff that we've talked about, you have to take into consideration that we must be open in some capacity to some of these things, because otherwise we wouldn't talk about it as much as we have. Like, we've talked about aliens, I don't know how many times.
Not enough times. That's how many times.
Yeah, I would say not enough times. We've talked about possibilities of time travel and this and that, and prepping for things to come, and even touched on paranormal thises and that's in some capacity or another. But I think in doing all those things, you do, if not by practice, you do just by talking about it and some sort of measurable interest, kind of open yourself up to those things. And to your point, because of that, do it with a degree of protection, not like we're calling up ancient Atlantean gods or anything like that, but we're talking about certain things that maybe
on another planet, Ralph, did you say?
Yeah.
Ralph is in another planet. Ralph is a overweight toll booth worker. So there's no telling.
Yeah, I think that for me, it's just, I respect certain areas, and like, look, regardless if they believe in it, cool. But I know that that's someplace I'm not really astute on, so I'm not going to just go, like I said, running through the woods naked.
Right, but you can protect yourself and then proceed with caution.
Yeah, protect yourself, and fuck it, I might not even proceed anywhere. I might be like, hey, just protect myself, and just like, okay, keep that shit. Like, I'm not gonna be running around with bears, but I'm not gonna run around with bears. But if I'm next to the woods, I'm gonna have some bear spray. I'm not going in the woods. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like, I'm not going in the woods. I'm not camping. I'm
not saying sleep with holy water. Jesus, man.
Well, at the same time, I'm not. I don't think that I will be going overboard with stuff either, and putting crucifix.
No, you're not going to set up an altar.
Yeah, and putting crucifix up and all that. It's like, for me, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of like how I feel about it. It's like, for me, it's like, if I go into something, if I go into it that deep with protection, then I'm kind of going into that subject anyway. You know what I'm saying? Fair. It's like, I don't want to get into it, but if I put up stuff to protect myself from it, then I'm kind of getting into it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I do. I really do. Yes.
It's like, I want it. I want it, and I appreciate it, and I really, really value your, like, hey, I care. Can you protect yourself? Even if you're not into it, that's cool. I don't know how far I go into it with even the protection, because then it's like, I feel like I'm kind of getting into it, even though
but somehow you're open now.
Right. No, I understand. I understand and respect that. It's like, I'm open now.
That threshold has been, and if it is something, then it knows that it is open. Yeah. So it could just come for you.
That's great. Thanks for fucking Now I'm up till 3 a.m. Thank you.
You should try vacuuming in the middle of the night. Maybe it's liberating. I don't know.
Now I'm just doing weird shit to try and fucking thanks. God damn it. All the lights on. Fucking hell.
Right.
Fucking
Nobody make a sound. We need complete silence in case something branch cracks outside. I can freak out.
fucking lights are on. All the trees in the neighborhood are cut down. No more branches. Lumber, lumber for the winter for everyone. It's like, fuck, all the trees are gone. Fuck you.
We're preparing. We're prepping.
Yeah,
We're
fuck
prepping.
you. No more branches. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
This was a fucking awesome episode.
Yeah. Thanks, Carlee.
Right. I hope you get what you wanted.
Thank you, Carlee. Thank you for that mystery person that put some red fucking paint or whatever the fuck on my mom's vehicle, who now wants to put cameras all over her vehicle.
Is it just like when she's on the road she wants cameras, or
no, she wants cameras on this is shit happening in a parking lot or while she's driving and she doesn't know, which is scary. Which is scarier. That's scarier. She's like, I got red paint on my. It's like, okay, do I need to put a skirt around my vehicle? It's like, that's not gonna keep you from getting hit.
a skirt?
I mean, one.
She did not ask you for a fucking. Yes, she did. I heard that. Oh my god.
One that's not gonna keep you from getting hit. Two, are you talking about like fabric? Are you talking about a literal? Because I have to take everything you say literal. You're talking about a literal skirt.
You know, in the 80s, they put skirts on everything. Little toilet paper boxes and.
So then she's like, well, I guess I got to get cameras in the front and the back. It's like, well, if you're parked, they're not going to be on. They're not going to be on? No, they're not going at all times. Your vehicle would be dead. You'd have to have your vehicle on all the time. I don't know.
Maybe you can get her a solar panel for the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have a backup battery just for the
Jackery.
Just for the camera.
On top of that bitch, a generator on top of her car.
Just to catch this fucker. That like what?
The red paint bandit.
Yeah, and I'm like, then what? You're sending the picture off to the police, and they're gonna put an APB out to a fucking bumper cam shot of somebody. I don't like. You've watched too many damn shows. All these Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD. I hate you guys. The FBI shows, the fucking Missing. She watches all these fucking shows. And she just thinks I'm gonna put cameras on. I was like, you know what? That's not how it works. How are all these people getting videos of their vehicles? It's on.
You sounded so beat down.
It's on.
Oh my god.
Because I'm
this is what you have to deal with. You know, I mean,
she's in the garage, pointing at a black vehicle with no lights on.
Oh yes, of course I see that.
Except for this
so
one.
Is your neck okay?
Except for this one light that's in the laundry room. And she's like,
it's a shadow.
See this red? And she goes past the red. I'm like, yeah, it's right there. You see it? No, it's right by your elbow. It's right here. Oh yeah, it's up there too, but it's down here too. It's like, holy fuck. Okay, it's not even.
I'm not an insurance adjuster. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's not even damaged. I probably can rub that out. It's like, now there's something else I gotta get. Okay, yeah. I guess so. If you want to go that route, fuck me. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Look, I'm doing a podcast right now. What? It took you an hour to get your medicine. I don't know where that lost time went. But all I'm saying is,
I can't get it back.
Yeah, I'm glad you're safe. I'm drinking ginger ale. I feel like I need something harder, and I can't. Because
God, just fucking start smoking weed. Don't do that. Never mind. I was gonna say, then you just be like, it's just a hilarious show for your own benefit.
I really don't know what would happen to me.
We should do a live.
You're like,
listen,
that's a special podcast.
We should do a live.
Yeah, right.
And get you getting fucking wrecked.
God. Oh my God.
And then if you blame me for it, I'll just tell you that I was in a mental instability.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You would probably just nerd out. Like, we'd be talking about the stars, we'd be talking about moss,
right.
we'd be talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there. Did you know that the mouse was a mouse before the mouse that you used on the computer was a mouse? What? Yeah. Deep,
Right.
deep shit. Or I talk about stuff about like how to set up a better system than than Tavon White in prison with his fucking getting fucking corrections officers pregnant in prison or whatever the fuck.
Tavon White.
Yeah. You know
Yeah,
I
Pimp Daddy
you
himself.
thanks to you I've read so many articles about this shit.
Curtsy.
I've analyzed the fuck out of this dude. It was four corrections officers.
Yeah.
But he had 5 kids with him. So one of them had 2. One of them had 2 kids.
Oh my
He
God, that's hilarious.
he had 25 corrections officers. He had 25 people working in the prison for him. 13 of them were women. How the fuck? I can't even get one relationship to work right. He's got 13 women. He got 13 women, 4 of which had his babies.
One of them which had 2 of his babies.
Meanwhile, he's making $16,000 a month on contraband. On contraband brought in. That's what that's what he is making. So he's making more than that because he's got to pay off his 25 employees basically that work for the prison.
He's like Kingpin, you know?
They were talking about how much he was making on weed alone. And I'm like, wait, what? He's making
You're like, I gotta go get some weed from my dealer. Where's he at? In prison. I'll be right back.
crazy amounts of weed. He's making crazy amount on weed alone.
Well, it's a good business.
Alone. No.
I support the cause.
No, this dude was making like silly amount.
silly money.
Like there's
It was really silly.
Like there's tens, 100s, thousands, silly amounts. You get to a silly amount.
That's funny.
It makes no sense. And they had him in there. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This guy is making he's making $1,000 on weed.
He's making a whole lot of progress on a whole lot of things.
$1,000 on weed. And he was only
progress.
And he was only in there for fucking he had a 12-year sentence and he went in there for 6 because he ratted out on a couple of his gang members. Yeah, he was making a shit ton. He was making like $1,000 on just regular fucking $50 bag of weed. He was making
Did they catch him for it?
Well, no, that's what he was making in prison.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Did eventually he get busted for it?
Yeah.
Did they press charges?
Yeah, once it all came down, once it became abundantly clear that 5 of the kids running around here are yours. That kind of shit.
This baby looks awful like you.
Yeah, once you realize that your correction officers, 2 of which had his name tattooed on them. So
shut up.
One had his name tattooed on her neck, and the other one had his name.
It's not like it's Bob, you know.
Yeah, it's literally this dude right here. The other one had it tattooed on her wrist. So they were all in like visible spots.
Oof,
No one thought
silly pimping.
Yeah, no one thought hide that shit. No one thought that.
Right.
I love you. I
I'm
love you
loud and
so
I'm
much.
proud.
Yeah,
Love me some Tavon. Love
I
me.
love you so much. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows. Okay. All right, boo. Go ahead and do that. Go
He
ahead.
was a pimp. He was a fucking pimp.
He was okay, so
He was a silly little pimp.
he was making $16,000 per month on contraband. Okay. He a $10 bag of weed would cost $50 in jail. He
Okay.
had and he was making 1,000 off of that. So he took a according to the Baltimore Sun, one of the and I like the gang is called the Black Gorilla Family. So according to the
No, they did
Baltimore
not.
yeah, according to the Baltimore Sun, one Black Gorilla Family or BGF inmate took a photo. This is how blatant he was. They took a photo of him holding Grey Goose vodka, shrimp, and champagne while in his cell.
Of course they did. Of
That's
course they
why.
did. That's a player right there.
Well, I mean, when you have 25, 27 people working in the prison for you,
Well, and when you can,
that's how you
okay.
got stuff in. That's how you got all that stuff in. They were the way that, and that's why they all got charged because they realized all these people were working for him, and so they're all taking cuts and getting paid, and having his
What
babies.
was it called?
The 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 gang,
Yeah.
the Black Gorilla Family.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a Black Gorilla Family, but for everybody listening that would probably want to look this up and learn some life lessons from this guy, please realize that gorilla is spelled like a combatant, not the animal. Okay, so it's it's GUERILLA.
Dude.
It's not GO. It's GUE. Okay.
I thought, damn, that's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. You're like
I'm like, I mean, is that
that.
okay? I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Right. I feel right. Like Jesus. That's. I
That's
think it. Ugh, ugh,
he did it. He said
yes,
that.
ugh. They got way
Oh
too
my
many
god.
privileges now. They can do that and the N word. Fuck.
Not one to judge. I'm just asking. That's all.
God, cut people a break. Jesus Christ. I can't even pronounce. That's why I got to say BGF. I can't even pronounce your gang name. Fucking hell.
I wrote down BGF and then I forgot what it meant. So that's why I asked you.
God. You're like, I am not saying that. I'm saying BGF. And all the
I'm
lawyers
like,
like, no, that's a trap. I'm not saying that shit. Nah, you're trying to get me assassinated in court. Nah,
listen, I am only going to be explaining myself in acronyms from
Mm,
now
I'm not
on.
even.
That is
I'm not even.
all.
I'm not even gonna look at him when I say BGF, just in case it's assumed I'm thinking of G when I'm not. I'm not thinking of G. No.
I'm thinking of J.
Yeah.
It's not a GIF, it's a GIF.
This it. And I'm thinking of BGF. 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 Just fuck that. I'm not. Nope. Nope. You know what? Your Honor, I recuse myself. I'm not. I'm not a fit lawyer for this guy. I'm gonna go. Yeah, yeah, dude was doing it up. And, I don't know if I set myself up to get retaliation from the BGF by saying this about their leader, but look,
Don't do it.
props to the dude because he made
For sure. He's working it out.
a phenomenal, like people
Right.
are getting paid more than people outside of prison.
Look, okay.
Why leave?
Look, this is Tavon, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Listen.
yeah.
Somebody in here knows Tavon. They're going to get this message to Tavon, and he has a phone, at least one.
His own
So
line.
can he send us an email
Oh my God, fuck you.
What's
Jesus.
that email? Come on. What's that email address?
Holy fuck.
I'm not playing. Do it.
The email address is TheDinosaur&TheDude at gmail.com.
Yes. Okay. I know it's a far cry. I would literally
If
shit
you're not
myself,
one for,
but it
if you're
would
not,
be
wait,
so awesome.
hold on. Let's make sure we bear witness to Tavon White's power. Tavon, if email's not your thing because it's traceable or whatever, you can use Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Also,
Yes.
look
Yes.
us up. And if you have trouble trying to figure out, hey, where do I find them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter? You can go to the dinosaur and the dude site, and all of our social media channels are on there, including
Yeah, and
all of our episodes and
I wanted to
merch.
say, oh, and merch
Dude,
too. Yes. So
Tavon,
awesome.
if you email us a picture with you wearing one of our fucking shirts or hats or a patch or drinking some fucking Grey Goose from one of our tumblers or glasses.
Fucking tumblers. Oh my God. Or put a
Holy
sticker on your cell
balls of
wall.
holy balls of Christ. We will talk about you every episode. But please proceed, Dinosaur.
So, and we're real sorry about the whole dot something,
Hmm.
but I may splurge. You've inspired me. I may splurge and go ahead and just get that name registered. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have to see Tavon. If you can't get in touch with us, then I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow. I yeah. I don't know if we want to
this
fuck.
could be really cool.
I don't know if we want to fuck with him anymore because his nickname is Bulldog and Tay.
Bulldog. Bulldog Tay.
He's got two. It's
Okay.
it's Tavon White, aka Bulldog, and Tay.
Me too. I got lots of different names, so we
And
can talk about that
this
too.
was in 2015. So
Well, my nicknames are old too.
he's up. He at the time he was 37 on a 12-year sentence, but for the BGF gang and all that kind of stuff. He's racketeering conspiracy arising from the running of the operations of the BGF inside the prison. So this is a prison gang. So see, they gave wrong information. He didn't out his own gang. This is the prison gang.
See, look, don't give him a bad rap.
Yeah, yeah. He had in
We didn't
connection
mean
with a
anything by that. See, Tavon,
federal
you
guilty
should listen
plea.
to the disclaimer.
White also pled guilty to state charge of attempted murder, for which he received the sentence of 20 years in prison, served concurrently. Okay, so they're trying to paint a picture about Tavon that he snitched on some people, but he didn't.
Yeah, but hey, props to you for getting them for having do not fucking I can't even talk now. Um, props to you for staying strong with the women.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Good, I mean, good for him.
I want to interview him just to understand how do you keep how do you keep
Even some tips on
13
how to keep game
yeah, how do you keep 13 women in line? I mean, it sounds bad when I say this,
in
but
line.
how do you keep them in line, dude? Because you're in prison.
You're like, I'm free as a bird and I can't do it.
No, I mean like you're in prison. Some if you piss a chick off and she's a
That's
correction
fair.
officer, dude, they can make your fucking life and sentence.
Existence, nothing.
Yeah. So how do you keep all that together in your head? That's what I mean by in line. How do you keep that all together in your head where it's like
Oh, sure,
I'm
sure, sure.
I'm gonna treat Tammy so she knows she's the world. Jessica, she knows she's the world, and Jessica can't feel that she's slighted by what I give to Tammy. So now, and Christy's gonna feel like she's the world, and not be slighted by Jessica or Tammy. Like, how do you How do you keep all that in line? How do you know that? And that's just three. Now add 10 more. Oh, and now have babies with four of them. And tell me one of them didn't say, "Oh, why can you have babies with those four and you couldn't have it with me?" And somehow you had the words come out of your mouth to quell that, and they're like, "Okay, you're good." What?
You good? We can still hang out.
How? You got, I mean, I need
You
to
like
understand that.
the level of gameplay is
Yes.
admirable.
You've got 25, 12, 27 people, and 13 of them are women? I don't, what?
Are you
How?
good with those odds? Because
How?
I would
How is
feel
that?
great about it.
How is that working? Where you can just do that and still pull 16,000 a month? And I'm
You're
assuming
probably
that,
gonna need that for that child support. You know
but
what I'm saying?
I'm assuming that's what he made. So I'm assuming there was more than that. And he made, after he paid everybody off and everything, he came away with 16,000. I don't,
Good for him. He should actually get out of prison and
holy
go and teach
fuck.
economics at a
Yeah,
school because he would
exactly.
rock those kids' fucking brains.
Exactly what I've thought. It was like, fuck professors. You got people that are like, look, I have no place to stay. I got this state run thing that's keeping me alive and I'm still making. How do I do it? I smuggle in commissary and drugs and other amenities. What? How do you come up with the pricing for that? Well, you come up with the like
Right. There's a
you come
business behind it too. It's not just a crime,
yeah,
it is a business.
the math that he's running and the business savvy. I sound like I'm putting smoke out there, but no, it's true.
Hmm.
Like
For
you
sure.
again, let's back up. You got 25 correction officers, 13 of them women. You're pleasing all of them, keeping them all feeling good. Meanwhile, take that aside. You've got fucking inmates that want to make sure, you know what I'm saying? You got inmates that you got to keep in check too, along with your own gang members. This motherfucker's amazing to me.
I
Literally,
agree. Absolutely. I would love to talk to him.
he's literally a motherfucker because he's got four of them living in his house, living in his house,
Right.
which is the prison. It's amazing.
You
Okay.
need to take notes. You need to take notes.
All right, but enough of that. I want to go ahead and just say thank you for listening to another episode of The Dinosaur and the Dude. I talk a lot. I get it. That's because I enjoy spending time with this wonderful person that is with me right now. She's the dinosaur,
That's me.
and I'm
That's
the
me.
dude, and you are some motherfuckers, father fuckers, mommy fuckers, and daddy fuckers. And
Banana fucks.
keep being that as we cover all the states and all the countries everywhere.
In
We
the world with our fuckery.
we've got 9 countries, 25 states and provinces, and 27 cities that listen to us. Add your ass to one of them and be
Come
a
on,
new
we should do
listener.
it.
We love you all. We hope that you enjoyed and got something out of this episode that helps you along the way, or gives you something else to distract yourself with while you're doing whatever the fuck you're doing. But in any case, we got to get the fuck on. So
Y'all gotta get to bed. You
yeah,
all gotta get to bed. You gotta wake up. You gotta do your thing. You gotta do your shit. You gotta take care of yourself. It's a hard business out there, but you got it because you can do it.
right.
Thanks for listening.
If fucking Tavon can do it, so can I. And that
You
needs
can-
to be your motto. That needs to be your motto right there. If Tavon
That's
can
a
do it,
shirt.
so can I. What? Yeah.
Yeah. Tavon can do it. I may get Tavon's name.
Right. God damn it. We might be kicking an ant bed that we don't want. All right. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
All right. Bye.